I'm Kevin Duggan, and I'm a certified professional dog trainer. I help build positive relationships between humans and their canine companions. I do this by focusing on communication and rewarding the behaviors that we want our dogs to do. I do this because I love working with dogs and helping them fit happily into their homes. This is a process referred to as free shaping, and what it is you're basically holding treats out and getting your dog to offer behaviors to earn the treats. So what I'm using here are some small treats and a clicker. What I'm looking for here is for V to lift his left paw off the ground like he just did there. To start this, I just look for him to do small movements of his left paw, and then I click and treat it. And then what ends up happening is when the dog figures out what's getting the human to click and treat, they really start offering that behavior. So what you see here is now he is really offering his paw pretty high to get the good stuff. So this clip starts off with V raising his left paw because that's what we did last. And then what you saw there is he raised his right paw. When he raised his right paw, I clicked and treated because that's now the behavior I'm looking for. So I'm going to sit here and wait for him to raise his right paw. There he does it again, and I'm going to reward that. The clicking is, the timing of the click, you want to be as quick as possible to click. The more delayed you are, the harder it is for them to figure it out. And once again, I built this behavior by looking for little tiny movements and rewarding those little movements, which then turns into bigger and bigger movements because of the reinforcement. So here I got a couple of them out of him, and now he's actually trying to cycle through some behaviors. He just raised his left paw because that's worked in the past. Now he's sitting, he just raised his right paw there, but I didn't have time to click and treat it. My timing wasn't good enough. He puts his head on the ground there, which is something we've worked on in the past, and he actually just rotated his hips there as well, which is something we've worked on in the past. But it's all building up to waiting for him to do the correct behavior, which he does right here. I click and treat that. Moving on into this clip, I'm starting to do eye contact instead of the paw. So you saw in the very beginning there, it might have looked like I did the paw, but if you look closely, he looked at me, and that's when I clicked. This is really important because eye contact is a good thing to teach your dog. It's good for them to look at you when you ask. So this is one way to teach it. And what I'm doing is just waiting for him to look, and I'm clicking and treating. In some cases, I'm not clicking right away because I'm looking for prolonged eye contact before I'm giving the reward. And finally, what I'm doing here is I'm waiting for V to put his head on the ground, just like that. This is something we worked on in the past, and in order to accomplish this, we started working on him lowering his head just a tiny bit, clicking and treating that, and then building off of that to the point of him putting his head all the way to the ground. When I started this, it was just putting his head down, and then as we start progressing, I ask for longer periods of his head being down before he gets rewarded, so it teaches him to kind of hold it there. With all of these clips though, the idea is this is an easy way, or an easy and a fun way, to teach your dog different behaviors, all by letting them guess the behaviors and just rewarding those appropriate behaviors.